Welcome to Fantastic Fiber Friday. As promised from last week, I did spin up some of the Karakul fiber. I took the red Karakul that has like these little red hairs all throughout it that didn't quite show up on camera too well. They kind of show up as black. And I went and combed it out with my little wool combs here. You can see there's still some left on the combs. And spun it up, and this fiber is really slippery. I did notice that when I was spinning it. If I wasn't careful and if I didn't add a lot of twist, I noticed that it would fall apart on me quite easily. It's almost like hair, but it's spun up nice and thick and hairy, and I can see why. It's very strong. You can hear it ping. I don't know if you can hear that or not, but I can hear it. It's very, very strong, and hardy, and I can see why they use it for rug yarn, and that's what I think I'm going to do with mine. I've been collecting some of the harsher fibers that I've kind of fallen in love with for a rug I eventually want to spin and weave. So there is your spun caracal. Let me see if I can get a little closer to the camera so you can see it. It turned out beautiful. And I hope to get to play with this more later. Now, as for my knitting this week, I didn't quite get as far as I had hoped. I'd hoped to be finished with this vest by now, but it is not finished. And for some reason, the last couple times I sat down to work on it, I just couldn't seem to get the waffle pattern right, and I had to tear back, and I misread the instructions. And this was very easy to do, because with the front, when they had us do the decreases for the armholes, let me turn it around. The decreases for the armholes, the directions said to decrease 1 stitch for the next 16 rows. So you're going back and forth, and you're decreasing on the front side and the back side. Now for the back, the directions were slightly different. They said decrease 1 stitch on each end for the next 9 rows. So I got a little bit messed up there, and I wasn't decreasing properly, so I actually had to tear back. And every time I've worked on it this week, I just seem to keep messing up the waffle stitch pattern. I don't know if maybe had been a little bit too tired to work it and not thinking right or what, but I really do hope I will get this done by the end of next week. Now I'll show you a couple yarns I dyed. I had gotten this wool with the little nylon wrap as a sample. It was white. When I was ordering some yarns and deciding what I wanted to put in the store, and my mom really likes this thickness of yarn to crochet with, so I asked her what color she wanted me to dye it, and she said brown. I was like, oh Mom, really? I could get a brown sheep, you know. So I chose kind of this golden orangey brown, and just kettle dyed it for her, and this will be her birthday present, which she already knows she's getting, so it's okay if you all see it and she happens to see it. And I think it turned out great. I like the variations in the color, because I think once it's wound up, that'll make it look really cool. And she's going to make herself a little cowl or scarf with it, she decided. The other thing I dyed at the same time is I dyed my last skein of DK Angora, and I started out with this color, but I wanted to add a little more variation than that. So I took a bronzy green and over dyed it in the kettle dyed again, and over dyed the brown. And I kind of like this color. I like how it came out. To show how hard wearing this yarn is, I'm kind of doing a little experiment here, because this is a long stapled Angora. It's not supposed to shed and pill as much as a regular Angora does. I may just go all out and make socks, which are like the most abrasive thing that you could do to a yarn, is wear them as socks. So I may go ahead and try socks with this, just to see how much it actually does pill. Now in the dyeing process, I didn't notice anything untoward. There was no fibers on top of the water or anything like that. It dyed up really nice, and I like the variations in it. So I think this will be just lovely as I get it done. And this will be my experiment with this yarn to see how much it actually does pill. And we've got a lot of exciting things going on. This week I started teaching in adult ed. I'm doing spinning classes and plying classes and fiber prep classes. And I'll be doing that for the next couple weeks. And then next month I've got a big photo shoot where we're going to get some professional photos done of my fibers and yarns, and that's really exciting. I can't wait to do that. That's going to be fun. So a lot of exciting stuff happening around here. I've been very, very busy. I even have some of the goats are already losing the coats, so I've got to get out there and get them combed. So lots of stuff going on, and once it's combed, I'll be more than happy to show you all the cashmere we get off the goats. But that is all we have for this week. I hope you have a wonderful weekend, and I will see you next week.